Good afternoon, students. I welcome you all for the class. Today, we are going to discuss another important topic in the computer organization in the first unit, that is addressing modes. So, this addressing modes are very important in your curriculum as well as for the exam point of view. So, let me tell you what do you mean by an addressing mode. Fine. So addressing mode is nothing but, or addressing mode, what addressing mode is going to tell is like how we are going to represent the data. So in how many modes we are going to represent the data. Like we'll be going to have 10 modes. In 10 modes we are going to represent the data. Or else we can also say it as the addressing mode. What is the purpose of this addressing mode is addressing mode tells the way in which the data representation is going to be done in the operand field. Fine. That is how the importance of the addressing mode. Fine. So here, what is an operand? So how, like what I have said you, what is an addressing mode in the sense how we are going to represent the data. This operand is nothing but the data. In the last class, we have discussed regarding this instruction format, right? So in that instruction format, what we are going to have, so in this instruction format, we are going to have this like you will be going to have, so this is the address field or operand field. This is the opcode field and this is the mode field. So this is the format of an instruction, right? So here we can specify the address or the operand. So what do you mean by an operand? Operand is nothing but data. Fine. So where how we are representing the data. So in different ways we are going to represent the data. So that different ways we will be going to study in the addressing mode. So coming to the definition of an addressing mode. So addressing mode is nothing but the way in which data representation is going to be done in the operand field. So in this operand field, how the data is going to be represented is known by the addressing mode. Fine. Here, the operation field of an instruction specifies the operation to be performed. Suppose here, I want to perform add operation. So this add in the sense, as I have said you in the previous class, as is nothing but the opcode. Opcode is nothing but operational code. So what is the operation we are going to perform, right? So I am going to perform the addition operation. So addition operation is going to be done on what data? So here I can specify the address or the operand. So address in the sense, suppose if I have specified 1000, so in this memory location it will be going to the 1000 memory location. This is the effective address where the data has been stored, that we call it as an effective address. Fine. So remember that effective address is nothing but where the data has been stored. So that we call it as an effective address. So here when we are going to specify anything in this memory location, so this is the memory location. Here if we are going to specify anything in the memory location, that memory location we are going to be uh, keep as it is. So that is the importance of the addressing mode. Fine. So here the addressing mode is the operation field of an instruction specifies the operation to be performed. This operation must be executed on some data. So here the way the operands are going to be specified. So where the operands are going to be located, whether the operands are going to be located in the registers or whether the operands are going to be located in the memory. So where the things are going to be specified are going to be tell by this addressing modes of the particular instruction. The way the operands are chosen during program execution is dependent on addressing mode of the instruction, right? So how we are going to choose the data, whether the data may be residing in the registers or whether the data is residing in the memory words, or directly we are specifying the data. So these are the different ways of specifying the data. Here addressing modes tells us like how we are representing the data, how we are representing the data. Fine. This is the addressing mode. Fine. To understand various addressing modes, we have to understand the basic operation cycle of the computer. In the last class, we have discussed what is the basic operation cycle of the computer. The first is fetching, next is decoding, and the next one is executing. These are the three important steps in which a computer cycle is going to be performed. So here when we are going to suppose this is the memory location where the data is going to be stored. Fine. Here the data is going to be stored. So this is the memory location. So here 1002, these are the memory location addresses. Why? Because each and everything we are going to fetch by making use of address. This is 1008. Here we are going to have a PC register. PC is nothing but program counter. So PC is nothing but program counter. So what is the task of this program counter is this program counter keeps track of the instructions in the memory that the which programs are stored. Suppose here in 1002 X instruction is there, Y, S, T. These are the instructions that are going to be stored in the particular memory location. Suppose if CPU is currently executing 1004 instruction, in the sense what this program counter is going to do is it is going to hold the next instruction address, that is 1006. So what do you mean by a program counter? In the sense program counter holds the address of the next instruction to be executed. So now PC is currently, I mean CPU is currently executing 1004 instruction. So what the program counter is going to do is it is going to store the address of the next instruction, that is 1006. So this is the task of the program counter. So PC holds the address of the instruction to be executed next. So next instruction which it is going to be executed, that address is going to be loaded in the program counter. So the CPU need not check for which instruction to execute. So for CPU executing 1002, in the sense program counter is going to hold 1004. Why? Because after 1002, 1004 instruction needs to be executed. So PC is going to maintain all the data, which is the next instruction. Fine. And next one is decoding. So decoding in the sense like it has to be decoded. Why? Because we are giving the high level language, and that high level language is going to be converted to machine language. So that decoding part is going to be done. And next the computer then executes the instruction and returns to the normal where it has been taken. So these are the three steps: fetching, decoding and executing. These are the three important steps that is going to be done when we are going to consider an cycle. Fine. Next coming to the addressing modes. So, although this addressing modes, what we'll be going to do is like we are going to know how we are going to represent the data. So here, majorly we are going to have 10 addressing modes. So we'll be going to discuss one by one all the 10 addressing modes. So the first one is the implied mode. So implied in the sense, as I have said it before, implied mode in the sense implied mode in the sense. So here implied mode, as the name itself indicates, implicit mode. So in the previous class we have seen this accumulator. So accumulator is one of the general purpose resistor which is going to store the result. Fine. So that accumulator we need not specify. Suppose if I have said add add 10. Add 10 in the sense directly I am giving the data over here. So to which this data is going to be added? Suppose here the accumulator is there, accumulator resistor. This accumulator resistor is holding the data of 8. So this 8 is the data. So here I have given, and this is the example. Here I have given the instruction add 10. So add 10 in the sense what it is going to do is add 10 to the accumulator. So what is the accumulator contents we are having? So accumulator is having 8. So 10 plus 8 is 18. This data will be going to store back in the accumulator. Now the accumulator content will be 18. This 8 will be erased. This 8 will be erased and the accumulator is updated with 18. So accumulator, that is the drawback of the accumulator. Why? Because each and every time the accumulator is going to get updated. Fine. So this is the implied mode. So now I am telling that CMA. CMA. What do you mean by CMA? CMA in the sense complement accumulator. Why? Because the operand in the accumulator resistor is implied in the definition of the instruction itself. So that is why implied mode in the sense we need not specify any sort of resistor or any sort of memory location. Directly it is going to perform the operations on the accumulator. So that is the implied mode. And next one is immediate mode. Immediate mode in the sense, like here in this mode, immediately. So previously what we are going to do, so you have to remember this instruction format. Why? Because everything is based on this only. So here address, here opcode, and here mode. So here what I am telling is previously here address will be there or operand will be there. Fine. So immediate mode in the sense, suppose if I have in previous example I have given that add 10. What add 10 in the sense, this is the data. Directly data I am specifying. So this is immediate mode. Immediate in the sense immediately after opcode I am giving the data. So this is the immediate mode. If I am not specifying the data and if I have specified bx in the sense, if bx is a memory word, it is the memory location. This is the like indirect addressing, or else I can give R0. R0 is the resistor. Here Bx in the sense the data will be stored in the memory. Here R0 in the sense the data is going to be stored in the resistor. So immediate mode in the sense the operand is specified in the instruction itself. Operand is nothing but data. Here the data is going to be specified in the instruction itself. So that is the immediate addressing mode. Here the operand field contains the actual operand to be used in conjunction with the operation. Fine. Add 10 in the sense 10 is the data which I have specified directly. So that is the immediate mode. And next one is the resistor mode. If the data is going to be stored in the resistors, then we will be going to say it is the resistors mode. So here in this mode the operands are in resistors that reside with the CPU. So when we have seen this mm, hierarchy, like hierarchy of memory organization, like we'll be going to have at the bottom, what we'll be going to have? We'll be going to have secondary memory. Above to the secondary memory, we'll be going to have main memory. Above to the main memory, we'll be going to have cache memory. And here Above to the cache memory, you will be going to have the processor CPU. In this CPU, some space is allocated for the registers. So, some space is allocated for the registers. So, these registers are used for storing the data temporarily. But the capacity of the resistor is very small when compared to all other memories. So that is, and the resistors are very much expensive. That is the reason we are not going resistors very much. Why? Because of its less amount of space, we are not going to use the resistors. But where the resistors reside, in the sense, in the CPU, some space is allocated for the resistors in order to store the data temporarily. Resistor mode, in the sense, when the data is stored on the resistors, then we are going to say it is a resistor addressing mode. And next one is resistor indirect mode. So resistor indirect, when it comes to the memory, uh, when it comes to the memory, here we will be going to have two: memory direct and memory indirect. And when it comes to the resistors, for this resistors also, we will be going to have resistor direct and resistor indirect. So here resistor mode, in the sense, directly we are going to uh, get the resistor. Resistor indirect mode, in the sense, here this instruction specifies a resistor in the CPU whose content gives the address of the operand in the memory. So what does it mean is, suppose here the memory location is there. Suppose here the AX register is there. So if I have said add AX, in the sense, so this AX is register is going to contain 8 address. So this 8 is going to be added with the accumulator. Suppose if instead of 8, if we are going to have any address, that is 1008. So this is the location of 1008. Here we are going to have the data 9. So this is indirect. So if we are giving two references, that is indirect. I'll be going to show with an diagram. Don't, no worries, fine. Resistor indirect, in the sense, we'll normally we'll be going to specify the data on the resistor. So if indirect, in the sense, instead of specifying the data on the resistor, we'll be going to give the address. So again we have to go to that address. Two references need to be done when it comes to the resistor indirect addressing mode. And next one is auto increment or auto decrement. You know, you have studied in the previous C programming auto increment and the auto decrement. Increment, in the sense, its value is going to be incremented by 1. Decrement, in the sense, it will be going to be decremented by 1. I will be going to tell you when we are going to discuss an example in detail. Next one is direct addressing mode. So here, in this mode, the effective address is equal to the address part of the instruction. Here, what it is going to be done is, here the operand resides in the memory and its address is given directly in the address field. So when we have seen this one here, this operand is going to be given directly. So operand address, that is 1000. So instead of 1000, if you are going to give AX, so we have to go to AX field, and in this AX, if you are going to have 1000, then we have to go to the 1000 memory location. So this two steps is indirect, single step is direct, fine. And indirect addressing mode. So indirect addressing mode, in the sense, here the effective address is stored in the memory, which is going to give the two references to the memory location. So that is the indirect addressing mode. Next one is relative addressing mode. So what do you mean by relative addressing mode, in the sense, here the contents of PC, I have said you in the starting, program counter, which is going to hold the address of the next instruction. So Here the content of the program is added to the address, which is going to give the relative address. So this is the relative address. So what you have to remember is when you are calculating the relative address, the contents of the program counter are added with the contents of the address, which is going to have the relative address. And next one is indexed addressing mode. Here the contents of the index register is added with the register address part. Here index register contents are added with the address in order to get the effective address. EA is the effective address. Here the index register, we call it as a special CPU register that contains the index value. What do you mean by an index in the sense? Starting value. Fine. Next one is the base register addressing mode. So here the contents of the base register. Here the contents of base register, that is base register contents, are added to the address part in order to get the effective address. So this is how the 10 different addressing modes are going to be done. We will be going to see with an diagrams. Fine. Implied addressing mode, like accumulator, we call it as an implied addressing mode. Why? Because we will not specify any sort of memory location, or we are not going to specify any address, directly complement or directly shift or directly rotate, like that we'll be going to give the commands. So those commands will be applicable on the accumulator. So implicitly or directly implied, like that we can say it as. And next one is immediate addressing mode. So you see here, previously we'll be going to have three, right? So here immediate in the sense, instead of giving the address over here, what we are giving? We are going to give the data. Directly we are giving the data as immediately. So immediately we are giving the data. Suppose here opcode is any operation, that is add. Operand is 10. Data. This is data. So add 10 in the sense 10 will be added to the accumulator, or else here we have given an example. So add 10 will increment the value stored in the accumulator by 10. Suppose here the accumulator contents are previously it is 8. So in accumulator we are having previously 8. When I have specified add 10 in the sense, 10 you have to remember, 10 means immediately. So immediately, without specifying any address over here, I am specifying the data. So immediately I am going to add this 10 to the contents of the accumulator. So 10 plus 8, contents of the accumulator will be 18. Now the accumulator is going to be updated with the value 18. Now the accumulator is going to have the 18 value. So that is immediate addressing mode. Next one is direct addressing mode. So here these are the resistors. Direct in the sense, suppose A in the sense, so we are directly going to that A memory location. Here we are getting the data directly. So one reference is going to be done to the memory location. Direct addressing mode in the sense, here the address field of the contains the effective address where the data has been stored in the memory. That address we'll be going to call it as an effective address file. So where the data has been stored, so that address we are going to specify over here, and we are directly going to that particular address, and we will be going to get the data. Operand is nothing but the data. So here only one reference is going to be done to the memory in order to fetch the data. So this direct addressing mode we also call it as an absolute addressing mode. And the next one is indirect addressing mode. So here previously when you have seen, here only one reference is done to the memory location, right? So one reference, so we are directly getting the data. So when you are going to see the indirect mode, directly we are not getting the data. As the name itself suggests, indirect addressing modes, we need two references. So this is the first reference. Previously directly in the sense, instead of getting the effective address, previously we are having the data. But here we are going to have the effective address. Effective address is something about 1090. So the address here is 1090. So by taking that address, we will be going to the 1090 memory location. Here the data is going to be present. Fine. How many references we have done? Two references we have done. So this is indirect addressing modes. If we are dealing with the memory, we call it as a register direct address, memory direct addressing mode and memory indirect addressing mode. So instead of placing memory, if we are going to store in the register, then we call it as a register direct addressing mode, register indirect addressing mode. Fine. In any sort of addressing mode, in register or memory, directly in the sense, we'll be going to have only one reference to the memory location. When it is indirectly in the sense, two references are need to be done to the memory location. See here, register direct addressing mode in the sense, here if you have observed, here we are specifying the register. Fine. Register means we are going to store the data on registers. Store data on registers. So when you have seen this one, register direct addressing mode in the sense, here A we have specified. So A is nothing but the memory word. A, B, C, D are the memory words. Fine. Registers R0, R1, 2 till Rn are the registers. So that is the difference. Here we have specified A, and here we have specified R. R is nothing but the register. So here we are going to store the data on the register. Direct in the sense, directly in which register it has stored, we will be going to directly go over there and we are going to get the data from that particular place. So here also only one reference is needed to fetch the data. No reference to memory is required to fetch the operand. Why? Because the data has been stored onto the registers. And the next one is register indirect addressing mode. See here, so we are going to store the data onto the register. So first reference we are going to get the effective address, and we for the second reference we are going to get the data. So effective address is nothing but where it has actually been saved. The memory location, that is here 2060. So we are going to search where 2060 falls on. Here 2060 is there. From here we have to take the data. So this is register indirect addressing mode. And the next one is relative addressing mode. I have said you that the contents of the program counter are added with the address part of the instruction. Here, see what is the content of the program counter? Some 2060 is there. And what is the address of the instruction? Some here A is there. So we are going to that A data. Here the operand is there. That is data is there. So this program counter, this address, suppose PC holds the program counter is holding, this is the memory location, this is the memory location, here 2060, 2963 and 3651. Now CPU is executing currently this execution. So CPU is executing 2363 in the sense, program counter here 594. This is the data. Now program counter holds the next instruction. So what is the next instruction? This one 3641. So 3641. Also what is the data in the 3641? We are going to have the data 4. So here this 4 is added with the data. Some here 6 is there. 6 and 4 gets added. Now the data is going to be 10. So like this, relative address in the sense, the contents of the program counter are added with the address part of the instruction. And indexed in the indexed register in the sense, here relative in the sense, you check here relative in the sense, program counter contents are added with the memory address. When it comes to the indexed addressing, indexed register, So like we'll be going to have different registers. Fine. In that index register contents are added with the memory contents. Then we'll be going to get the data over here. Fine. Here, if you are checking index register contents are added with the memory contents, so that we'll be going to get where the actual data reside. Actual data is in memory. So this is the thing we will be going to have indexed memory location. And next one is base register addressing mode. Here previously we have taken the index register. Now we have to take the base register. This base register contents are going to be added with the address location of the memory in order to get where actual data has been resided. So this is how we will be going to have the base register. And next one is auto increment addressing mode. So auto increment in the sense, first we will be going to fetch the value and then the instruction value is going to be incremented automatically. Fine. So that is auto increment. And the same way we will be going to have the auto decrement. Suppose here auto increment in the sense, like it is a post increment. So here it is a post increment. Post increment in the sense, first we will be going to access the content, then we will be going to increment. Suppose x is equals to 2. X plus plus in the sense, the value of x is equals to 2 only. Then after the first accessing is 2, then then we'll be going to increment, that is x is equals to 3. Fine. First initially the value will be x, x value will be 2 only. Why? Because post increment, first we'll be going to access the value, that is 2 as it is we'll be going to access, and later on we have to increment. So this is the post increment mode. And next one is auto decrement. So when we are going to talk regarding this auto decrement, it is a pre-decrement. Pre-decrement in the sense, first suppose here the x value is 400. Pre-decrement in the sense, what is the x value is now? 399. Before only we will be going to decrement the x value. Fine. So this is the pre-decrement. So this is how auto increment and auto decrement are going to be. So in this way, we'll be going to have this addressing modes, right? Different addressing modes, different 12 addressing modes are there. All the 12 addressing modes are very, very important. So we have to learn all the 12 addressing modes in order to know how the data is going to be accessed, how we are going to access the data. If the data is present directly in the instruction, how we are going to access. If the data is present in the memory location, how we are going to access it directly and indirectly. If the data is going to be present on the register, how we are going to access it directly and indirectly. How we are going to increment the data, how we are going to decrement the data. So all these things we will be going to know in this addressing modes. So this is a very, very important topic in the first unit. Like when you have referred your previous question papers, almost this question will be repeated. Fine. That much important for your final exams also. And that's all for today, students. Thank you all. Have a nice day.